Central Asia is vulnerable to natural hazards, especially earthquakes, floods, and landslides. The impact of these disasters on people, homes, and businesses can be devastating, stalling growth and putting significant strain on public finances. To meet these challenges, the European Union partnered with the World Bank and the Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery in 2019 to develop the Strengthening Financial Resilience and Accelerating Risk Reduction program. This program has been implemented in close cooperation with the Center for Emergency Situations and Disaster Risk Reduction. To conclude the program, a two-day regional forum was held in October 2024 in Almaty, Kazakhstan, in cooperation with UNICEF. The event gathered about 80 representatives from national governments and agencies, international organizations, and implementing partners to reflect on the lessons learned and look ahead to how resilience could be further advanced in Central Asia.
This is an important project to strengthen regional cooperation for disaster risk resilience in Central Asia, encouraging the countries to work together. And I think we have the experience of the European Union, we have the experience of the World Bank expertise in this area, which is very useful to help Central Asia to move forward on these topics.
The program developed the first regionally consistent multi-hazard risk assessment for Central Asia in close alignment with regional and national partners and governments. Its data is openly available.
The regional risk assessment that we did, the first regionally consistent one, was intended to support and build the foundations of a regional DRF instrument, so disaster risk financing instrument, and it had, through this universality, unintended benefits for other areas. For instance, even though it was not intended, the risk assessment and the data and the information that was created has also been used within the bank for influencing and informing the climate change diagnostic reports for all Central Asian countries, and with that it influences the information that will be needed for creating projects and programs for the next years to come.
The program set out to shift the focus from reactive disaster response to proactive prevention and preparedness.
Обзоры, информационные материалы, базы данных, которые были сделаны в рамках этой программы, сегодня используются при реализации национальных стратегий по снижению риска бедствий, в частности в Узбекистане. Это меры, направленные на повышение эффективности реформ, направленных на переход Узбекистана на зеленую экономику до 2030 года.
Within the program, experts conducted a funding gap assessment for the Central Asia countries, which estimates the difference between potential economic losses from disasters and the funds available to each government to meet these costs.
Она дает моделирование риска, то есть от стихийных бедствий, тот же землетрясение с вероятностью столько-то процентов повреждений от стольки-то баллов, то есть в каких регионах это часто происходит. То есть это не только по землетрясениям, это также по другим стихийным бедствиям, по каждому виду. То есть селевые потоки, наводнения, природные пожары, ветры сильные.
Specialists also analyze social protection systems of select governments in Central Asia to identify opportunities for pre-shock, resilience, and adaptive approaches. The program built a regional community of disaster risk management professionals and established the Regional Scientific and Technical Council.
Всемирный банк при реализации данной программы вовлек в программу все 5 стран Центральной Азии. Это важно для синхронного развития стран Центральной Азии, где проблемы и риски, они часто носят трансграничный характер. Такой комплексный, согласованный подход, он позволяет учитывать специфику региона и в решении климатических вызовов, что способствует обмену знаниями, лучшими практиками, а также оптимизации ресурсов.
The regional forum discussed important policy recommendations which will guide future resilience initiatives in Central Asia. These include continuing to leverage and disseminate relevant risk data and assessments across the region, strengthening regional platforms for the exchange of resources and best practices, identifying where investments in resilience would be most effective, and developing policies and practices that shape and inform disaster risk financing and adaptive social protection.
The program has helped Central Asia to become more climate and disaster resilient, embedding an approach that shifts from managing disasters to managing risks. We hope that the program's outputs, recommendations, and findings have helped Central Asian countries to become more financially and socially resilient and inform better investment and policy decisions.
The program has laid the foundations for a more resilient Central Asia, enhancing its capacity to build stronger financial and social resilience. The region is now better positioned to overcome the challenges posed by natural hazards in the years to come.